I'm sure a lot of you guys remember I did a VOD review a couple of weeks back on who I thought was the #1 Fizz play in the world, Mango Fish. Currently ranked about 1,000 points in Korea, but in recent weeks, a Fizz player has caught my eye. His name's Shark King. Currently has an 80% win rate in Fizz, one of the highest win rates in Korean Challenger playing solo. I don't know what to say. This guy's demolishing the ladder, and he has a different build and a different strategy, and I can't wait to share it with you lads. So without further ado, let's jump straight into today's gameplay and try and teach you guys how to climb with Fizz. Before we hit the riff, guys, if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to drop a like on the video. It helps me out a lot. And I noticed like 70% of my viewers aren't subscribed. So if you're looking for good content, some Challenger 3s on their way, look no further. Subscribe to the channel. Jumping onto the riff now, guys, taking a look at this setup. Corrupting Potion start, it's a Gragas matchup, and the Fizz rune page is Electrocute. Secondaries, Presence of Mind and Legend Tenacity. This is very different from Mango Fish. He likes to go for that Triumph and the Coup de Grace for some extra damage on low health enemies. And you can see on the build path, guys, Proto Belt. The build is very different. Proto Hourglass Lich Bane. It is very strange because Mango Fish likes to go for the Hourglass early with Lucidity Boots, maximizing your time looking for all-ins, dives, using an Hourglass to get out, then Eing out. Shark King likes to go for the Proto Belt early, which is going to give you more damage, more oomph. Especially for that level 6 all-in when you have the Revolver. So he's looking to snowball the game a little bit faster and just taking a little bit of a hit in survivability. So the matchup early on into the Gragas is not the best for Fizz. You want to bide your time, play very slow. You start E, you have W second, so you can farm under the tower, guys. The W farming under tower is very underrated on Fizz. It's very hard for you to lose minions, so you should be losing almost no minions when you go under tower, which you get hard shoved into, which is very common for Fizz. Unless you're Eing on top of the wave, you don't have any wave clear, just your autos. So you're probably going to get shoved in early, which is not a bad thing. It leaves you a lot of room to maneuver, look for solo kills. You can see the empowered W there. You're going to leave you a lot of room to get that all-in, that Q, auto, couple of autos into an E, hit that Electrocute proc, get the W passive and start stacking it up. You can see he looks for an aggressive trade there, brings Gragas very low. And this potentially is going to mean the Hecarim can flank behind for a kill. Now remember, if he was shoved, this Hecarim gank would be impossible. He's in, dodges out on the Gragas Body Slam and Nidalee Spear. Flash auto ignites for the kill. Thank you very much. The Hecarim picks the kill up, unfortunately, but it's still going to be really beneficial for the Fizz. He'll hard shove this wave in and get a base. As Gragas is stuck under tower. And just look, guys. He starts Sweeper. He starts Sweeper on Fizz. Vision denial is super important when you're playing this champion. You want to be hard shoving your wave, moving into the river. You sweep, you deny vision, the enemy doesn't know where you're moving towards. They don't know if they have to follow, if they're under danger, in danger. It's so important to deny vision. I see a lot of low elo players, they never swap to Sweeper. They stay on Yellow Trinket and don't buy any control wards. When talking about purchases, the Fizz gets a control ward as well as a Sweeper. Also has a Dark Seal. This synergizes with the Corrupting Potion and an Amp Tome for a little bit more oomph. It's the trade in here, getting that Gragas very low as Hecarim just picks that kill up. And the Dark Seal, guys, it gives you more sustain with your Corrupting Potion. You're most likely going to go for a Soul Stealer when playing Fizz if you snowball. It's an all-around great purchase for Fizz mains. Probably one of the best users of Medjai's. As he picks up his second assist. And starting to develop a small lead over the Gragas, not the largest. Gragas is farming very well, and he shared a lot of XP with the Hecarim. But still has about a 200 gold lead. Picks up 2 Amp Tomes here. Looking for that extra oomph and power for that level 6 all-in. My man loves to go for that level 6 all-in, guys. He can look for a one-shot on the Gragas, Nidalee, Ezreal, Karma. Renekton maybe, but I'd advise looking probably towards the Nidalee. She's super squishy early. Until she gets an Hourglass and roll later on. She'll be a pretty prime target. Oh, uses those Qs, the dodge out and the abilities. I love it. At the end of the day, guys, you can't continuously trade when playing Fizz. Look for the windows where you can, when the enemy uses their cooldowns. Now, matchups like Gragas, it's very hard. Like, look at this all-in. It's very hard. But into something like a Syndra or an Azir, if you can dodge out on their abilities, when their abilities are on cooldowns, that's when you hard engage. He dodges out another body slam. And Fizz is very similar to Yasuo. You can leave a minion behind you guys. You go for the all-in trade with your E, and then you can Q back on that minion to safety if you have a bad trade, if you get ganked. Having that safety net to Q back on the wave is always great to have. Level 6 achieved now. Moves into the river, starting to start sweeping out vision. Nothing to be had, he's going to move back into the mid lane. Wukong might try. Do they try for a gank on this? He has ult. Pops the ult on the escape path of the Gragas. Look at that. He doesn't throw it at the Gragas, he throws it where the Gragas wants to go towards. Genius. The Gragas has nowhere to go, the ultimate even knocks him back away from the tower further. He picks up his third assist of the game, hands a kill over to the Wukong who has been struggling. Sets himself up for a really good mid game. Probably gonna hard shove into a base, he should have enough for a revolver here. Does he buy? Revolver. And he goes for the Ruby Crystal. A little bit extra health and boots. What boots does he go? Didn't quite see. They have a bit of CC. I mean, Sorks would be good all around. It's going to be Sorks or Mercs. Mercs will help a little bit. He's running the Tenacity rune, so maybe it's overkill. We'll see. The stacking for Tenacity is not flat. Like, it has crossover. You get 20% Tenacity from your runes, and the Mercs... Is Mercs 15 or 25% Tenacity? How do I not know that? They don't... It's not flat. There's some type of give or, like, take away from it. Diminishing returns or something. Some high IQ word. But he's going to come back into the mid lane, look for a plate. He can dive the Nidalee. He doesn't have Ignite, so it might be a little bit overkill. As Gragas gets that assist onto the Wukong death. This Renekton I'm kind of worried about. Fizz struggles into Renekton. And he has 10 CS per minute. Still can't really get for this dive. I'd rather him look for a bot lane dive. Hits the sweeper, moves into the river, E's over. Spotted out on some vision, god damn it. The Gragas trying to chase. It's so nice, guys, when you have this sweeper and your hard shove. You can see Gragas placed another ward there. Not sure if Fizz saw that. Looking topside now, trying to hunt on the Nidalee. Nidalee's stopwatch is almost available, however. Which kind of blows. As soon as she has that, it's going to be very difficult for Fizz to get the all-in. Ease out of the spear. Low mana here. You can see the E until level 9, guys. You're going to be not able to one-shot the waves. So you could put an auto onto all the minions, and then you E for the full wave clear. At level 9 with a Protobolt, you should be able to one-shot all the wave. Like, all the backlines at least. Has enough for the Protobolt here. Enough for another control ward or no? He does have enough for another control ward. I love them. I'm gonna come back into the mid lane now. Very slow, very controlled Fizz game, I would say. A lot of people were complaining that some of my VODs were just hard fucking, you know, he has 10 kills at 10 minutes. It's unrealistic. So this is just a nice controlled Fizz game. Learning how to do all the fundamentals correctly. You don't have to snowball every game with a bunch of kills early. It's very, very uncommon it happens. Like, I mean, yes, when you get good, maybe it does become common. But if you're CSing correctly and having good item spikes, you'll get really nice power spikes to take over the game, even without like kills on stupid opponents or lucky kills or ganks. You don't need them. If you're farming correctly, the opportunities will come with the items, as the Fizz puts a very deep ward onto the enemy red buff. And they're going to look for a dive here on the bot lane, him and Hecarim. He has Flash Ignite. He actually are flashes, but they dodge out. And he doesn't even trade 1-for-1. Massive overextension there by my boy Shark King. Hecarim goes in with the ultimate. Gets the... Oh, it's a double kill there. And it's going to end up being a 2-for-3. So a pretty bad trade. If that ultimate landed on the Ezreal, I wonder if it would change much. Probably the biggest mistake so far of this game for the Fizz. Too deep on that dive. Would not recommend. Comes out of base now. Doesn't get a good bite. 100 CS at 11 or 12. It's pretty good, guys. A lot of people really struggle to CS well on things like Fizz. They find it awkward. The CS comes with experience when you start learning how to last hit the minions, the timings. Knowing when to roam. You'll notice all of his roams, he's hard shoved his wave first. He doesn't just randomly roam before they're getting the farm. He shoves the wave. There's a pattern. There's a pattern for all of these assassins, guys. You're shoving the wave, sweepering into the river, looking for dives. Renekton very low here. Can you find him? Where is he? Must have been backing near the alcove. He's going to steal this Wukong's farm away. Because why not? He's going to head back into the mid lane. I wonder if he'll find anybody here. Nidalee's bot lane. No one to be found. I think Fizz is really, really strong in the meta at the moment, guys. Super underrated champion. It's not underrated. It's just very difficult to get consistent results on. There's a lot of players. Oh, Ezreal double kill. How is he going to get into the fight? He opts for a flank. Blows his E as well. It's always better to get behind the team fight. If he had a sweeper here, it'd be perfect. Damn, there's a goddamn ward. He's spotted. If he got behind this fight with a sweep, it'd be perfect. Q into the ult. Lands the ult onto the Ezreal. One shots the Ezreal. Gonna slowly wait for his cooldowns on the outskirts of the team fight. Boom. Q's in for the Nidalee. Thank you for the double kill. Gonna try and get a triple on the Gragas. I'd be careful. Ooh. Gragas can probably one-shot him. Anyways, picks up that double kill. Was a pretty good flank. I mean, it could have went maybe wrong into a different team comp, but I guess he knew what he's doing. He gets the double kill. Gets some stacks onto the Darksteel now. 1,500 gold. Probably boot upgrade. Goes for the Seekers and the boot upgrade. Goes for Mercs. So once that extra tenacity, he's going to be so hard to hold up now. Because he has tenacity in his runes. And he has tenacity from the boots. Frontline Fizz. You might try and focus him. But you're not going to be able to focus him for long. Because he'll be using his troll pole to get out. The Seekers, guys. He likes to go Hourglass second. Ooh, Karma? Can't quite get it. The Hourglass second, it just lets you get that 20% CDR. Which lowers your ultimate a lot. And your E, which is super important. It makes you very beefy into things like the Renekton in the side lane. But also, obviously, you're going to go for that. The Zhonya's Hourglass completed. And once you have that, it enables you to dive, get your damage off. Hourglass, once you come out of the stasis, your E will be within 1 to 2 seconds if you're 20 to 30% CDR. I believe 45% CDR if you E into a team fight into instant Hourglass. By the time you're out of the stasis, your E is pretty much up. But you don't go max CDR on Fizz, but just hypothetical. You can see how he clears his waves, autos the frontline minions, and then he just simply E's because you one-shot the back. He'll hard shove it, moves into the river now. Has ultimate and ignite, trying to pick something up. Unfortunately, nothing's available. Dodging out on some of these Karma's skill shots. Gonna clear the wards. And just move back into the bot lane. Play very slow, very controlled. Oh, can you hit me? No, you can't. No, you cannot touch me, he says. And he'll still keep looking in for all-ins. If he can hit the ultimate onto the Karma, I think he can get a one-shot. But her flash just came up now, so probably not. She'll just flash it. When you're comboing, guys, there's a couple of little tips for Fizz, okay? So with your Proto Belt, you can E and reposition with the Proto Belt. For your ultimate, you can Q onto a minion into R instantly. It'll come out straight away and cancel the animation. This catches people by surprise. It lowers your gap close and damage though, so be aware of that. And what was the last one I wanted to talk about? Maybe that was it. They're probably two most important mechanics you need to know for Fizz. As Renekton, see that Proto Belt? It helps him get that extra mobility. If he didn't have that, he probably would have died to the Renekton because the Renekton had movement speed. He allows himself to gap close a little bit, but the all-in, it's not quite doable onto the Renekton. He might need the assist from the Hecarim here. Unfortunately, misses the ult. It's a 1 minute ult, no big deal. Oh, the other mechanic I was thinking about was E-Flash. When you're E'd in the air, you can flash again to reposition. As he gets a 6-stack Soul Stealer. This guy is cocky, and I like it. He says to himself, I have Flash, I have Ignite. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that I don't perform in the next team fight and pick up some kills. He wants to try and snowball the game. His sweep is in his own jungle here just to make sure he's not spotted. Dragon is up. They're on it. Do they get it? Is someone on this? Yep. Nidalee picks up the Ocean. Ezreal picks up the Kalista. 0-5 Kalista. Fizz in the backlines here. Q. Auto. Proto Belt Ignite. E to chase after the E. Oh, flashes out from the Gragas. Beautiful mechanics there. Saves that Soul Stealer. 8 stacks now. Oh, it's my Hecarim. I got worried for him at the... I hate that. He has ultimate. It's why he's playing so cocky right now. He wants to bait them in and then ultimate. Troll pole and just one shot. The Gragas is pretty beefy, but... has some center heals coming out now. Nidalee picks up the Hecarim. Ease out of the way of Gragas Q. Oh, she's so low. Renekton coming in looking for it. Nidalee's bit. Ah! The center drops for a double kill to Nidalee. Fizz still wants some. He's spotted though. Ooh, Proto. He gets a 800 gold shutdown onto the Gragas. 12 stacks onto the Soul Stealer. Of course, when you're over 10 stacks or 10 stacks or over, you're starting to get extra movement speed from Soul Stealer, which synergizes very good for Fizz because you can take over the game by roaming around and picking up kills. Extra mobility is always good. He's going to use the tempo here on the Gragas kill to try and drop mid lane tower. Can they get it? Yes, they can. Karma coming in. No, he's out. Wham bam, thank you, man. After that shutdown, he has 800 gold. He's going to get an Hourglass now. He's going to get an Hourglass purchase, and he's going to drop into the side lane. Doesn't have his Ignite ready for the Renekton, so I still don't think he can get a 1v1. Maybe if he Q, W, into E, into Hourglass, wait, into Ultimate, into full rotation again, he has enough. It'd be a very tight 1v1, let's just say that. So a lot of people don't really understand how to get good CS numbers when playing champions like the Fizz or like the Echo or champions in general. I do a lot of reviews for my viewers, you know, who are below Diamond and they're averaging 5 CS per minute. They're saying, look, I can't get farm because my team is just always fighting mid and I try and group with them and then I share too much farm. The thing is, you've got to be in these side lanes to pick up the farm, okay? The next time, when you have the opportunity to group your team, because you're getting this farm and XP in the side lanes, when you have the opportunity to group your team, it should be a net positive. You should be able to turn the team fight because of the XP and farm you're getting in the side lane. If you're continuously looking for fights in the mid lane, you know, only half of them are, maybe half. Ooh, as the Renekton looks for the all-in, pops his ultimate, has Hourglass here. Q, Protobelt E. Oh my god, that's some goddamn mobility. He's gonna escape here. The thing about, like, continuously all-inning and A-ramming mid, guys, is it's not consistent. Some of the fights are good, some of the fights are bad. UCSing perfectly in the side lane with XP is always good. There really is almost no downfall to that. You're always going to come out of it ahead. Yes, your team might fight mid and get, like, they could get aced. The thing is, even if you were there, maybe you could have turned it, maybe you couldn't have. But at least now you're getting the side lane farm, and on the next fight, you're going to have a lead over the enemy mid if they're continuously grouping. And maybe that's when you can change the fight. You end up with a 60 CS lead, 2-level advantage. And that's where you try and be the game changer. You can't continuously look to please your team. You can ping them back and say, please don't fight, please don't fight. But sometimes they'll just do it. And that's the nature of the game. But unless you're playing something like a Malzahar, the ARAM is not always going to work. It's the Proto. The ultimate hit the Ezreal. The animation's a little bit bugged. Look how he plays this team fight. Looking towards the squishy members, looking to get away from the Gragas Renekton who are the CCs. As they're low health, he comes in, grabs the kill onto the Gragas. Renekton has to flash out. 18 stacks on the Soul Stealer now. Gold lead still 3k in advantage of the enemy team. God, he loves playing up. Ocean Dragon about to spawn. He needs to secure this for the team. If the enemy gets this, they have a Ocean Soul window in the next 5 minutes. I'm gonna try and get behind them maybe here. Ultimate in 15 seconds. Starts the Drake and peels out. He's gonna try and pull it for his team. Maybe then try and rip around for a flank because the Nidalee... You can see the Nidalee on the bot side. Renekton and Gragas TP behind, I believe. The Fizz is coming in here. Has his ultimate. Lands the ultimate onto the Nidalee. Boom. Grabs the... Oh, doesn't get the kill quite. But they're going to hard engage for this. Hecarim got the dragon, but died, I think, to their backline. What the hell? I didn't see. Flashes out. Gragas and Renekton come over, and he... troll poles out. 22 stacks now. He lives. He lives to tell the tale. Stupid Fizz. Stupid squishy Fizz. Renekton? Is Renekton there? E has a Q on the wave if he needs it. Boom. You need to know these escape routes. It's super important on Fizz when you have these things like Soul Stealer. 200 CS at 23 minutes at the moment, guys. He has to be careful here, man. So we're looking for Lich Bane next. He shouldn't have... He only has 1.2k gold. He's going to have to sell the Corrupting Potion for a Sheen. Yes, sir. Gets the Sheen. Going to add a little bit of punch onto his combos. The real punch comes when he gets that Lich Bane. Has that ability power ratio on his empowered Ws. Doesn't have summoners now, so needs to be a little bit respectful of the enemy. Insta the Hecarim. Beautiful. Moving into the river. Finds a Nidalee. Pops ultimate. It lands. Nidalee has Robber and Hourglass now. She has to flash over the wall. Wukong fighting bot side. He just lands. Comes in. Wukong picks up the kill. He's still going to try. Look how he gets behind the team fight here. Picks up the kill onto the Karma. 3 dead. This should mean an easy Baron. Enemy team can't defend with only Ezreal Nidalee. They can maybe poke, but this has ultimate in 10 seconds. That ultimate cooldown is too short on Fizz. It needs to be nerfed by like 10 to 20 seconds, I think, to put him within balance range. I think most Fizz mains would agree the ultimate's a little bit too short. As he's looking to come in here and just try and zone their Nidalee away. He should be looking for ult to try and zone. He wants to try and get a QR. Can't quite reach. Pops ult. Doesn't land the ultimate. Just misses. It's okay. 40 seconds on the ultimate. He's almost level 16 as well. We'll complete the Lich Bane. Another control ward, guys. Always controls if you have the room. If you're a carry like the Kalista and your full inventory space, try and sell the Dorans for a control ward in the later stages of the game. If my 80 carries sit on Doran's shield or Doran's blade really late and they don't start buying controls, I will start typing to them. In a nice way, but I will type. Fizz against Renekton has the Ignite. Can he 1v1? Renekton almost has a Death Dance. I would say yes, he gets the 1v1 with the Ignite. Without Ignite, I would say no. Popping over to the side lane, looking for some picks. Any picks to be had? No, there isn't. Hard shove. With the Lich Bane now, look, splitting is not that bad of an option. He'll shred these towers. Careful, anyone in this barrage? Don't see anyone. Will he use the E? Yes, he does. Very cocky, risky player, but I like it. Renekton moving into the wave. Come on, let's look for an all-in, bro. Let's go. Level 16 now. Q. E. Doesn't land the E. Ultimate turn. Into the Ignite. He can follow? He doesn't follow. Why does he not follow? You're taking tower anyway. I think that kill was there if it was played perfectly. Just my 2 cents. But doesn't matter. Grabs the tower. Huge wave crashing in. What can they get done? 20 seconds on the Fizz ult. You can see they dropped the Gragas. But Hecarim bases, they're going to try and maybe reset before this Drake, or get this Drake and reset, then regroup. Bail, 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 bail. Gonna grab the Ocean here. Gives them a little bit of insurance for the later stages of the game. If the game does go another 5 minutes, they have Ocean Soul to contest. But you'd be wanting to end the game by now. You're starting to get a pretty big lead. 1700 gold. Next item should be a Void Staff, but he gets an Oblivion Orb. Now I would argue... Okay, so the Oblivion Orb, it's the best buy for right now. This next team fight with that 1700 gold... actually, maybe Needlessly Large and Elixir is the best. I don't want him having a Morello. I think it's inefficient. I think Void Staff is the best item here, but he obviously can't afford it. Interesting. Pops the ult here. E. Protobolt to reposition. Gets the slow. Q grabs that solo kill onto the Renekton, making it look easy. 4v5 should be a siege now onto double inhibs should be dropped. Yeah, look, I wouldn't really want to see him with a Morello. It'll help him to solo kill. Like, they do have a lot of healing, but the thing is, you have Healer Duck on top and 80 and support. You don't need it for yourself. He's better off with the Void Staff to look for the one-shots. And then sell the Protobolt for Death Cap. That's the best build path, like, gold efficient-wise. But that's, look, the Oblivion Orb gives him flat pen, gives him a little bit of health. Maybe he prefers it. I'm just talking about straight maths. Hits the ult. Does he hit the ult? Where the hell did the ult go? Who cares? Picks up the Nidalee. Moving in, looking for the Ezreal here. E. Into the E flash. You see he E'd and then flashed as the pole was about to hit the ground. Double kill picked up for the Fizz. 8 kills and they'll be able to end the game. I love this guy's Fizz, guys. It's very different to Mango Fish. Maybe I'm going to start trying to play this guy's Fizz. Who cares? Looks more aggressive. I like the Protobot. Hopefully you've learned something from this VOD review, guys. I've definitely learned something. I hope you guys start stomping your solo queue games with Fizz. Peace.